Hey guys, Alvin here, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday TrackWalks. And in today's episode, taking the tour around my home track. Well, nearly. Yes, a long way to episode on karting content. After 3 weeks of making sim racing and Formula 1 related content, I thought today was the time to get back into the karting related stuff. And I thought it would be a cool opportunity for me to break down one of my onboard footages from a practice clip, and just to take you a lap around my home track and just do a little bit of a track guide to help those of you who might have a chance to drive around this track, to help you understand the track a little bit more. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into the clip. So here we are with the clip. This particular onboard is taken from one of the practice sessions that I have about a week before the actual race in NKCC, which is the last race of the season in 2022. And it's worth mentioning that this particular clip is that I was running in anti-clockwise layout, which was the layout for this particular race. It's not a layout that we usually run, but every once in a while we do get to do that. So yeah, let's jump into it. So coming into turn 1, we start turning in very early and simultaneously trying to trail brake into the corner all the way down into turn 2. So minimal braking, maintaining the speed of the car, and they're trying to slowly but surely rotate the car in. Missing the first apex, but getting relatively close to it. Getting back out in the middle of the track, and then while doing that, you start rotating the car for the actual apex in turn 2. And then start to pick up the throttle as soon as your car is starting to pointing towards the exit. And for turn 2, you have two ways of doing it. For me, I like to use most of the curbs available because that helps me opens up the corners a little bit. But for some drivers, they like to have a bit more stability, so they like to avoid using the curbs in turn 2 since it is rather bumpy. So it depends on your personal preference and your driving style. But for me, I like to take the curbs on turn 2, so I make use of the curb in turn 2. So taking it all the way on turn 2, and then exit the corner, place the car somewhere in the middle of the track, and then start to rotate the car early into turn 4. Missing the apex in turn 3 because we don't need that, the actual apex in turn 4, because from there on it's basically a full throttle sequence all the way uphill into turn 8. So not taking the first apex, taking the second apex, which is turn 4, and start to pick, after a gentle lift of the throttle, you pick up the throttle and then full throttle your way all the way uphill through turn 5, 6 and 7. And then turn 8, again, trail braking into the corner and taking it relatively deep. Taking the apex at around the exit of the corner, it's very close to the exit. And you start to pick up the throttle when the car is starting to rotate in and pointing its direction towards the exit, like in turn 1 and 2. So making use of the curb, making use of the track width, full throttle your way downhill into turn 10, no problem there. And then throw into turn 10. Okay, that was turn 9. I messed up the corners sequence again, but anyway. So going into turn 10, again, trail braking into the corner. You see that a lot throughout the lap, by the way. It's a way to try to maintain momentum and stability and while not losing the car. So we do a lot of trail braking and steering into the corner just to give it a little bit more grip to the front axle. So trail braking into turn 10, we're taking more of a V-shaped profile into this particular corner, so we rotate very early into the corner and then somewhat taking turn 10 as an apex but not actually using the curb, and then the car goes somewhere in the middle right of the track and then start to pick up the throttle, pointing the car towards the apex in turn 11. Use all the track width for the exit turn 11, taking all the curves in turn 12, and then again trail braking into turn 13 and 14, missing the first apex but getting relatively close to it because obviously the turn 13 and 14 sequence is very close to each other, so you don't want to waste time and go around the outside. So turn 13, getting close to the curb with trail braking and start to pick up the throttle once your car starts to settle in and pointing its way towards the exit. Pick up the throttle using all the curbs available on turn 14. Same thing for turn 15, and then from here on it's a full throttle sequence and then just straighten the car up and try and smoothen it as much as possible, give you the best optimal straight line speed that your car allows. And that's a lap around my home track in anti-clockwise. So that's all for all the breakdown today. Relatively short video, but I thought it would be more preferable for me as a karting racer to cover karting related content on this channel, and more importantly, that gives me an extra excuse to pull more videos out of my pocket, I guess. Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning that coming up with one of these videos does take a fair amount of effort as a one-man band. So for those of you who like my videos and appreciate the content, please do let me know down in the comment section below on any sort of content that you would like me to cover on this channel in the future. Any sort of ideas and suggestions are much appreciated. But until then, as ever, I'm Alvin Wong. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon if you haven't already, and I shall see you in the next episode of Tuesday TrackWalks. Cheers guys, take care, and I shall see you soon.